Swadika, good morning and welcome to the morning edition of NBT World Brief. I am Kutika Kluat. Her Royal Highness Princess Siriwannawari Nari Ratana RATCHATHANI has visited UBON RATCHATHANI province to offer support and royal assistance to injured soldiers and civilians affected by the situation along the Thai-Cambodian border. The princess first visited Sanpasitti Prasong Hospital around noon yesterday, where Her Royal Highness met 12 injured soldiers and presented flower vases, dot-com product baskets, and essential household supplies, while expressing appreciation for their sacrifice in safeguarding national sovereignty and offering encouragement for swift recovery. The princess later traveled to Fort Sanpasitti Prasong Hospital in Warin Chamrap district and extended the royal gifts to 57 additional injured soldiers receiving treatment. Following the hospital visits, the princess proceeded to the headquarters of the 22nd Military Circle and presented supplies and operational equipment to support troops deployed along the border. The assistance will also be distributed to affected civilians in surrounding communities. The princess conveyed her gratitude and royal encouragement to all personnel serving in the area. In the afternoon, the princess visited two temporary evacuation centers sheltering civilians displaced by the border situation and presented coloring books to young children and ice cream to residents. Authorities say UBON RATCHATHANI province has established 95 temporary shelters to accommodate evacuees from border districts with a total of more than 37,000 people currently displaced. Prime Minister Anutin Chanvirakul says he believes Thailand will be able to retake U-350 in Surin province as fighting along the Thai-Cambodian border continues. Prime Minister Anutin said authorities are working to the fullest extent to recover the bodies of soldiers killed in the clashes at Hill 350 near Takwai Temple in Surin province as quickly as possible. He expressed confidence that Thai forces will be able to secure control of the area. The Prime Minister noted that while Cambodia's counterattacks appear to have eased, clashes are still ongoing. Asked whether the situation could be resolved before the end of the year, Mr. Anutin cited earlier remarks by Defense Minister General Nattapong Nakpanit, who said it won't be long before Thailand can resolve the situation.
เราทำเต็มที่นะครับทำอย่างเต็มที่แล้วก็ใช้ความพยายามทุกความสามารถแต่เขาหวังว่าเรื่องนี้จะจบโดยเร็วหวังตลอดเวลาจะให้เกิดผลที่ดีที่สุดเวลาที่กัมพูชาต้องยอมเจรจากับเราก็ถ้าเขาใช้สติเขาก็ควรจะต้องเป็นอย่างนั้น
Meanwhile, Foreign Affairs Minister Sisaket Puangketkaew expressed hope that at some point the Cambodian side would be ready to engage seriously in talks on a ceasefire. The Foreign Minister reiterated that Cambodia must be the first to halt hostilities, as it was the party that initiated the conflict. Responding to reports from Cambodian media claiming that more than 5,000 Thai soldiers have been killed, he urged the public to understand the context, noting that freedom of expression and fact-checking systems in Cambodia differ from those in Thailand. Moving on to the economy, Thailand's central bank has cut its key interest rate for the final time this year, as policymakers warn of a prolonged economic slowdown driven by weaker exports, U.S. trade pressures, and domestic challenges. The Bank of Thailand's Monetary Policy Committee has unanimously voted to cut the policy interest rate by 0.25 percentage points from 1.5 to 1.25% with immediate effect.
สิ่งที่เราต้องการคือการปรับตัวแล้วก็การปรับเปลี่ยนโครงสร้างของเศรษฐกิจนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ย ใน ตัวมาตรการที่จำเป็นจะต้องทำอย่างเช่นในแง่ของการค้ำประกันสินเชื่อเพื่อจะช่วยในการปรับตัวช่วยอะไรแต่นโยบายการเงินเองเนี่ยเราก็อยากจะเข้าไปช่วยในแง่ของลดภาระในแง่ของการปรับตัวตรงนี้นะครับก็เป็นสาเหตุหนึ่งนะครับที่ทำให้การปรับลดดอกเบี้ยในช่วงที่ผ่านมาด้วยแหละนะครับที่มีการปรับดอกเบี้ยที่ผ่านมาแล้วก็รวมถึงนะครับการปรับดอกเบี้ยในครั้งนี้ครับ
The committee says Thailand's economic growth is expected to remain below potential over the next several years. GDP is forecast to expand by 2.2% in 2025, slow to 1.5% in 2026, before edging up to 2.3% in 2027. Key risks include U.S. tariff measures weighing on exports and domestic manufacturing, as well as severe flooding in the south, with recovery expected to extend into earlier next year. Tourism is projected to improve, with short-haul arrivals rebounding to between 35 to 36 million visitors next year. However, competition among ASEAN destinations is expected to intensify. The committee also flagged persistent weakness among small and medium-sized enterprises, citing tight liquidity, falling revenues, and limited access to credit, pressures that are already affecting employment, particularly in the manufacturing sector. These challenges are expected to persist for at least the next 2 years. On inflation, headline inflation is projected at minus 0.1% this year, 0.3% next year, and 1.0% in 2027. Returning to the target range in the first half of 2027, core inflation is expected to remain subdued at around 0.8% over the next 2 years. The committee also voiced concern over the baht's continued appreciation, noting it may be strengthening beyond fundamentals. It said it will more closely monitor transactions with a significant impact on the currency, including gold trading. The central bank says it will continue to assess how rate cuts and targeting financial measures are transmitted to the real economy, particularly whether they can ease household debt burdens, improve access to new credit, and help address currency strength going forward. Thailand's industrial confidence rose in November to its highest level in 7 months, with the outlook for the next 3 months also improving. The Federation of Thai Industries, or FTI, says the Industrial Confidence Index for November stood at 89.1, up from 87.3 in October, marking its highest level in 7 months. The improvement was driven by government measures to boost consumer spending, including the Kola Klung Plus scheme, domestic travel incentives, and additional funding for state welfare card holders. The start of the high tourism season also helped lift consumption and demand in tourism-related industries, prompting manufacturers to ramp up production to meet rising orders. The FTI also points to efforts to expand export markets, including rice trade negotiations involving 500,000 tons with China and 100,000 tons with Singapore. In addition, faster disbursement of the 2026 fiscal budget has helped increase liquidity and support broader economic activity. However, negative factors remain. Severe flooding in southern Thailand during November caused damage estimated at more than 20 billion baht, with the impact expected to continue into 2026, potentially reaching 90 billion baht. Looking ahead, the industrial confidence outlook for the next 3 months rose to 94.9, up from a previous estimate of 93.5. The improvement is attributed to lower electricity tariffs in early 2026, which is expected to ease the cost of living and production, as well as the Motor Expo 2025, which is seen supporting domestic auto sales. SISAKET province is inviting visitors to enjoy the cool season atmosphere as the popular flower garden opens its doors for the year-end holiday season. SISAKET province is welcoming tourists to visit VANIDA Flower Garden, a well-known agro-tourism destination and the only winter flower garden in the province. Located in Nong Khao sub-district in Mueang district, the garden covers more than 80,000 square meters, featuring a wide variety of imported flowers, especially winter plants, now in full bloom. VANIDA Flower Garden was founded by Saichon Popat, affectionately known as Grandma Saichon. She began by growing flowers for her own shop after facing high transport costs and supply issues from other provinces. With financial support from the Bank for Agriculture and agricultural cooperatives, the garden expanded into a large-scale flower farm and has operated as a tourist attraction for more than 8 years. Grandma Saichon says this year's opening marks the start of the peak blooming season, expected to last until late February, making it ideal for sightseeing, photography, and relaxation. The garden is open daily from 7 a.m. with no closing time, offering overnight camping areas, food services, and freshwater prawns raised on site, which visitors can purchase and have prepared by the garden's kitchen at affordable prices. She also reassured visitors that the area remains safe despite unrest reported in other parts of the province, noting the garden is far from the border and unaffected. That wraps up our morning news report. Stay updated with the latest developments and more stories. Simply scan the QR code on your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Until next time, I'm Kritika Klwat. สวัสดีค่ะ